Whoops. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kevin. I'm located in Central Mississippi Zone 8. It is seed starting time, and but for me it is seed inventory time. I started some seed a couple weeks ago. I made a video about it. I started some big beef tomato seeds. I started them early because I plant my high tunnel before I plant outside. And for those of you who know, I'm able to plant the high tunnel up to 30 days earlier because, of course, it's warmer inside than it is outside of the high tunnel. But anyway, that's a story for another time. In the next week or so, I plan on putting together a pretty significant seed order. And so in this video, I just want to take inventory of the seed that I already have so that I'm not double and tripling up on ordering what I already have. I'm glad you all stopped by. I was thinking maybe we could have a little chat while I take inventory of my seed. And so yeah, let's get to it. All right, y'all. Seed inventory time. Whew. Where do we start? Okay. Wow. All right. I don't know what to do. But anyway, this is just part of my seeds. These seeds come with a story, actually. These seeds come from various big box stores, and they're donated to me because I work with children and elderly sometimes, and so they're donated to me because the people who donate these to me know that I'm not going to resell them. I'll give them away before I resell them. And so this is why they're in my possession. But some of them are older, some of them are a couple years old. But nevertheless, they're still seeds that can be planted. Some of they're degrading, so I'm gonna have to kind of sort through and use what I can and discard what is no longer any good. The first thing I will tell you, though, I'll start with this. I have lots of beans. I have lots of like bush beans in this package here, and the quality of bush beans in these packages are not like the ones that I get, bush and pole beans, by the way. They're not like the ones that I buy in bulk. These packaged bush and pole beans, I think genetically they're not really as viable, if I'm saying that right. I don't get a lot of germination. I don't get the germination rate that I would, as if I bought them bulk. So what I'm going to do with all of the beans that I have, for instance, I have packs and packs of bush and pole beans. I'm going to take these and broadcast them out on my beds and use them as green manure. I'll let them grow to a point, and then I'll just chop them back in, let them rest for a week or two, work them into the soil, and then plant on top of it, and use it as a fertilizer, green manure. So that's what I'll do. I'll gather all of my bean seeds up, soak them, and inoculate them with something, and then I'll spread them back out in my beds and use them as green manure. So that's what I'll do with all those, and I have lots of those in here, so they won't go to waste. I have tons and tons of carrots, different types of carrots. Right here, this is a what they call a short and sweet carrot. You know, some of these carrots they come from different big box stores. They're all the same carrots, but they use, for whatever reason, they use different names for them. But they're all pretty much the same type of carrot. They just change the names up for them, I guess, for copyright purposes or whatever. I'm not really sure about what happens with that. Here in central Mississippi, I have lots of this. You probably can't see through the package, but I have lots of sweet peas. If you ever go in the big box store at the end of the season, growing season, you'll see lots of sweet peas left on the shelves. Like, people, I don't know, people just in my area, I don't think they really understand how delicious these are, and they just don't buy them. They don't buy them, and so I wind up with them, and I plant them, but I just have more than I can use, really. So I'm not sure what I'll do with that. I might use them as a green manure like the other thing, but I'm really not sure what I'll do with all of these. Maybe I'll give some away. Winter squash, pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, different types of squash here. All things that are kind of left in the big box store. Nobody really takes the time to plant this stuff. So I wind up with them. Different types of pumpkin. I keep seeds, I keep all of these in the freezers that I have. And they, like I say, they're still good. Now this is something that's going to be useful to me. This is a package of tomatoes. Sweet 100 hybrid tomato by Burpee. I don't really care for, I don't really plant a lot of Burpee seed in my garden. I won't get into why, but I don't really use Burpee that much in my gardens. But I have lots of Burpee different tomatoes. Sweet aroma hybrid tomato. Burpee tomato porterhouse hybrid. Burpee has lots of hybrid. Bodacious hybrid. Honeycomb hybrid. Burpee uses lots of hybrid tomatoes. The San Marzano paste tomato or sauce tomato. This is a tomato that it's really a good producing tomato, but if you're not into canning or sauces, then you know, you probably wouldn't want to grow so many, because this is a canning. Even you know, I put them on sandwiches and stuff too, though. I mean, it's a really good tasting tomato. But if you're not in the business of selling tomatoes for canning, like lots of tomatoes at one time for canning, then I wouldn't put so many of those in my garden. I don't grow a lot of San Marzano, what's the other one, the Amish paste, those different kind of sauce and paste tomatoes. I don't grow a lot of those. So tomatoes are hard work. Tomatoes require lots of attention and is a very labor intensive crop. So that's why I kind of stick with the varieties that I know that are tried and true varieties, and I carefully choose my heirloom tomatoes because they're very volatile. They're very sensitive, and you really have to pamper heirlooms a lot. They're susceptible to lots of different diseases, and so I grow my heirlooms in small batches. And I have one particular hybrid that I love to use, like I said before, the Big Beef tomato. So speaking of hard work and tomatoes, let me just take a break right quick and just show you the tomatoes that I started about 3 weeks ago. So this is the Big Beef tomato I started about 3 weeks ago. You can see the stalks are nice and thick. The legs are nice and thick on them. The tray is kind of spotty. So I got about an 85% germination rate out of this pack. So they're pretty good for seeds that are a few years old. Like I said before, I keep them in the freezer. Yeah, these are my Big Beef tomatoes, and these will be planted out in my high tunnel between the about the middle of March. So yeah. All right, now speaking of hard work, y'all, because I said tomatoes were hard work, but speaking of hard work outside of tomatoes, I think that we get it as growers and as farmers and as gardeners, we are excited this time of year, January, February. We're excited about starting seeds up, about buying seeds. I see people on YouTube with their little boxes with all the colors and everything in there, and all of the pretty little cases they keep all of that stuff in. And that's all cool, man. That's real good. But in the off season, outside, man, is where, it's where really I think we kind of lack the excitement because of the labor that goes into it. For instance, some of the things we should be doing right now still, even though it's seed starting time, seed buying time, we should be taking soil samples. We should be leveling garden beds. We should be mulching. Every time we get a chance, we should mulch. Pine needles, leaves, wood chips, any organic material that you have in your possession on your property should be ground up in some sort of way by your lawnmower or however you can do it and used in your garden beds. Now's the time. Yeah, I know we're purchasing seeds, but now is the time to be purchasing other amendments like bone meal, blood meal, preparing potassium like in the way of ash from burning wood ash. There's so many things that can be done right now, other than or while we're buying seeds and sowing seeds. There's just so much that can be done to the infrastructure, so to speak. If you want those big yields, if you want those huge harvests, you got to put in the work in the off season, in the field. Lots of times, it comes to the end of the planting season. We pull in that last harvest, and drop the tools where they lay, and go inside, and then don't come back out till next spring. And then next thing you know, we're all running to the big box stores buying that junk that they have in bags, instead of creating our own soil from the material, from the organic matter that we have on our properties. So this is just something, like I said, I'm just chatting and ranting a little bit, but this is something to think about. This is the way of as growers we have to think going forward. You can't always buy stuff out the stores. But anyway, the next on my list though, y'all, is I think peppers. I have all kinds of pepper seeds here. I have already started some California Wonder sweet bell peppers. I think every garden should have bell peppers. You can freeze them. You can get them out later and make soups with them. You can do all kinds of stuff with bell peppers. So I think bell peppers is something that every garden should have. I have jalapeno peppers in here. I have my favorite, cayenne peppers. Oh man, I love cayenne pepper. I have bags of those in here. Although I remember last growing season, I was running low on those. After I sort through this, I'll find out what I have, but I feel like I'm gonna have to order some more of those. But cayenne is a very delicious pepper, not too hot, has a hint of sweetness to them. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Beets, radish, cantaloupe, you know, just lots of different seeds in here. I'm gonna go ahead and sort through this, and but I'll spare you that. I won't sort it through on camera, but I'm gonna continue to take inventory of what I have in order to go ahead and prepare my seed order. Let's see what else is in here. Watermelon. Yeah, let me see what watermelon I have in here, by the way, though. I know in this package, this is Burpee, so I probably won't be using it, but in one of these packages, I know that I have some several packets of sugar baby melons. And I know that I'm going to grow those if I can just find those. I'm going to grow those. But anyway, here's the peppers. Poblano. Let's see what else we got in here. Jalapeno. I'm definitely going to put out a few rows of these. And I say a few rows is because I have 6 gardens, one of which is a field where I do all my peas and all of my larger crops that require like tractors and stuff like this. But you know, for the most part, my gardens will replicate one another, but at different times, you know, for succession. Because like I said, I belong to a farmer's market and I sell a lot of my produce. So this is the reason why, you know, I have so many seeds, and this is the reason why I grow the way I do. I'm new to YouTube. Somebody said, hey Kevin, you should my videos suck, by the way, but somebody else said, hey man, you should, you know, do what you do on YouTube. And I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. And so here I am. I'm not good at it yet. But I've seen other videos and they were awful too. But you know, but then at the same time I saw where, you know, the people, they stuck to it and their videos became better. So hopefully the same thing will happen for me. But the video, to me, videos are is secondary. I just love to plant. I like to grow things, and I like to eat fresh food. Speaking of which, if we're not growing our food, if we're not eating fresh, if we're not growing our foods, man, that's a real issue, man. That's a real issue, and I just don't think we should leave it up to somebody else to feed us. You know, I just think we should take at least, you know, there's so many other things that are out of our control these days, and I think growing your own food shouldn't be one of them. I think we should, you know, we should take control. We should have some control where it comes to eating, knowing what we eat, knowing what goes into our food, and you know, and things of that nature. So grow your own food, save your seeds wherever possible, and you know, involve young people, man. Show young people, make this cool to young people. You know, that's kind of a big deal to me. It's because we have so many young people that are just out of control, and they just like, you know, there's such a disconnect between people like myself at my age, in my age group. I'm in my 50s, and it's just such a disconnect between young people and people like me. That, you know, and I think I think we need to kind of reach around get a hold of our children again, and teach them and show them that, you know, farming and growing and gardening is cool, man. You know, that's just my own opinion, you know, but it's just what I think that's important. That's what I like to do. Y'all, it is February, like I said before. I have, you know, moving right along, I have lots of herbs in these bags. Let me show you this. I got catnip. That's a lady at my job said her cats love her catnip. But anyway, I got cilantro in here. And by the way, like I said, I'm in Mississippi, Central Mississippi, Zone 8. February is the month to start your herbs here in Zone 8 so that they can be put out in your herb garden in April. You know, I have lots of herbs here. I have mint, which is invasive, so be careful with that. Be mindful where you plant mint because the next thing you know, it's all over the place. I have Italian leaf parsley here. Basil, I love basil this time of year. Plant it with your tomatoes. You know, and it smells good. It puts you in a good mood when you're out there in the garden. Parsley, I just have lots and lots of herbs. I have wildflowers, I have herbs, I have just a little bit of everything. And I'm excited like everybody else. So y'all, this is going to conclude this video. I just wanted to kind of show you what I had before me. I'll spare you the act of separating all of this out. But this is what I'm going to do off camera before I go ahead and place my my next order. And yeah, y'all, I'm glad you stopped by. Please like and subscribe to my channel, share my videos. And I think I'm at 57 subscribers. Help me get to 100. Help me get to 100, man, so I can keep doing what I'm doing. And because you know, there's nothing better than when you wake up in the morning and you check it and you got that new subscriber. It makes me want to go out and make more videos. And I appreciate it, and I'm glad you all stopped by. And we'll see you all in the next video. Peace.